Hey, Bill. How's everybody? My son. That's good. Good. So now I'm not sure. Good because I'm not. Are we recording?
It's recording now. The mic's on.
Well, is it even a?
You mean whether we
Yeah.
They are. Any which man?
No, not those. Side.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's gonna hang some banners with the arms up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I need to. And there was some issue about
The bridge.
They'll have a store. Constantine. Message.
There's nothing to it. Yeah, there's nothing to it.
Yeah.
Here's you go. Private spot. Like, private sponsors.
In the chambers. Anyway, that's
You're saying.
well, because they're using the street.
Okay. You want to put some.
No, I get it.
Probably point. I just told them have an answer after we have seen plenty.
They get the money from the casino.
But they weren't rental land.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm serious. Yeah. It's weird that they're a nonprofit. And give it to the town. Usually
Yeah.
prove it.
Like
Yeah.
$25, like. Put it down.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to the sign. Then it gets to this. You just use it. I don't think it's.
The banner that goes across the street.
That you have to pay. To the town
No, you pay the chain.
or the, oh. That's from between.
That's not what it is.
Yeah, there is a. If you're doing the Mystic 5K, it can't be 5K.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And it's only for community events.
Yeah.
Or general. Because public works does hang.
Oh, okay.
It's actually state right.
It's what?
It's a state highway.
Right.
Once, it's a state right.
Who would say that? Well, maybe. We have 2 more minutes. I do think it's John Burke. When's your birthday? Here he comes.
I'm late. Does anyone else want to join?
All this meeting, special meeting next door.
You have to see.
Oh, you're gonna see me too.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about this.
Gotcha, Ted.
We're full members. Yeah. All right, do you want to just start going? On the amendments page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the front page. So this date.
Whatever the date is. Next page. Only thing I added to it.
Or leave the update. Basically, some people then have a index. Okay, that used to be not allowed, or was allowed, or is allowed, or is allowed. Or I'm not saying we should do it, I'm just consideration. One of those like ISO international standards. Good practices.
You want to add just something.
Well, if we do, I'm not saying we should, more work, saying right. Understand. Having the date that we made an update is great. Question I'm asking. I want to have in mind that we're going to.
I don't think it's necessary, guys.
Let me go back and grant it later. Sometimes if you realize you're doing this, it's hard, makes it.
Yeah, there's major change, radical. I think we should.
Yeah, just think you have to be careful when you do that. You're summarizing something.
Just page and
Yeah, okay.
Various changes.
Well, I mean, typically, the planning and zoning commission regulation, they will make up a list of all ongoing archive.
You
Just look at that separate. It's in here. It's a good point, Deb.
No, I'm good with, yeah, I just didn't want to. Oh, yeah, sure.
You know, so when we
I'm
finish.
happier that we bought it.
Is everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone had any. One of this. I think
Is your on that?
First page is preface.
said this handbook.
That's fine.
yeah, so 11.8. Sorry, 2-8. 2-8. Next page. Where's the
Is there anything else?
no? Also, you took out the last full sentence.
Oh, yeah. I just didn't. It seemed to be a time.
It would be like us saying as the nation emerges from.
Yeah.
Parentheses, there's a parentheses missing on the left.
After application. Well, I changed this as a no building or structure.
No, he took out the word build.
And then edited that.
I added it.
Oh. Okay, so there's no change.
Just the
It
word
just added the word property.
Oh.
Some of the stuff is
That's a problem. Comma there or something?
Yeah, I
should
think
show
somebody
some
did.
grammatical.
I think I did.
Then I just
Right.
added.
Yeah.
This is what I thought. Paragraph says most concern. Because I think this whole thing about like, you see it. I think of it as an example, like you were down on trees. Right place. Well, not like reasonably.
My fear of reasonably being added is
I agree with you 100%. So who's going to define reasonable? We have before and people have not agreed.
That's okay. I mean, I see what Eric's getting at. I mean, sometimes, and if I were sitting here and someone says, you know, there's this split second where you can just see the right balustrade on your thing. My attitude is that's kind of thing. Not material. Hardly competitive. But I think that Eric's right that in that case, I'm going to make the determination. Maybe reasonableness is not the right word. Maybe it needs to be.
yes.
Materially.
Materially,
Material is fine.
There, yes.
And I think that's something less subjective.
Yeah. So materially visible.
Yeah.
That's
All right.
I think that's good. Well, hey, it's like your property. I don't think Andrew Chevy right over goes on behind the street, but they say they do. So you're right. Just
stop it. And you had said buyer's replacement substantial removal. I don't really understand that.
Well, things that need substantial removal or replacement of siding and roofing. General one I get from the whole handbook is to replace like for like. So it doesn't matter if it's all of it or not.
Right, so I would say get rid of substantial. So shutters are technically.
The other comment I make about that, a lot of times in industry, facts are always a hard thing to define. But things change a little bit. They often use the word or equivalent, like the likes of. I don't want to get too slippery here, but there's a difference between you have to put an exactly pine board or treated pine board.
Yeah.
Equivalent. Like that's not.
I just think. But I think if you're taking that off, pretty good. It doesn't.
Okay, I think that's good.
This addition
What
of
about the removal of paint?
let's just jump back. Addition of vinyl or silver siding. I guess though, saying addition of it, you have to get approved.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That makes
Which maybe just,
Yeah.
What does it say siding?
right above it, it's
Right above.
siding.
Oh, okay.
We've eliminated sensory placement.
But it seems to like. And that vinyl.
Yeah, right. Approval process. Doing it.
But how do you deal with, I mean, it's fine, you want to get rid of the vinyl. Is or similar siding.
Well, it would just say above it. It's just, right. Yeah. I mean, we would still be free in theory of. Or not by listening.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, the substantial pain removal there is certain thing. Except that, unless they were trying to say it.
I don't know. First, I was thinking talking about bricks. Or figure out why they worry about. They don't care about colors.
Because we took it off just to.
My guess is this may have to do with, you don't have too much of it, may have to do with moving paint station. This is like a lot of historic rehab. Buildings being really damaged. Maybe it was put in there to say if someone wanted to do that. Yeah.
I'm gonna say. Got a point about the historic.
My view is that rare plays. They're horrible. I don't think that we're through that. But if you guys want to keep it in,
I don't know. Like,
Libraries.
there we go. Yeah, they're around.
Not like the other two deletions.
I think it's good that it's addition.
I would say, even though I see your point.
We want to grow up across the street. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking historic gutters along where the edge of the beach is bordered on. To the end.
No. It was like the shingle came down and then there was a trough.
Yeah, those are.
I say leave it in. I don't think there's any reason to take that on the left of them from the screen.
Okay. Oh, everyone's trying a little safe.
Maybe break that up.
Well, we appreciate it.
They said from the very beginning, most of my
This is interesting.
the signs, someone added business advertising.
So it's still a problem.
That's really different.
Right, but I think it's fine to say. Signs for business. I think adding it. I don't think it hurts anything.
Right. It's the other thing though, the related issue is my understanding. For bars and stuff, if they have a neon sign or whatever, inside the building, it's not regulated.
Yeah, window signs that are right up. Regulated. Can't cover more than.
Of the glass. Always understood that didn't apply at the sign.
If it's right on, it's for liquor stores especially, and gas stations. It was right up against the glass.
Right, but aren't there some neon signs that are behind the glass?
I think this is.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something. You find it, I can get it.
Maybe just check.
Yeah. Agree with that.
This goes to what we were talking
I mean, check out later.
about. This next one goes to what we were talking about.
So I don't think we regulate. I don't think we regulate state. But we do have a right to regulate. Signs. Those are also the signs.
Well, and that's something that's kind of, I assume that, of course, at some point, public, coastal access, public access, those signage that they're contemplating. Pretty bold signage.
Yeah, it kind of needs to be. You see it. They're already made. We already have this.
The street and traffic sign.
Solar panels. So what do we want to say about this? Do we want to say anything or do we want to say
I mean, the only thing I would see in solar panels, I'll be right to say it, is if there's an outbuilding that's less historic and it can be put there. I'd rather see you go there than go on the house, but that's if I place a garage or the house.
Well, the reason I've had so
Oh,
different.
no, like, yeah,
We start at 7 o'clock.
was it in the clock? And even, yeah.
Sure, here.
You're welcome to come in too.
Sit down.
I guess I wouldn't be interested in somebody putting just a solar farm.
I think leaving is fine. I just
Okay, yeah. leave it.
I think later than I think we just need to say that don't deny.
Yeah, but all this is just what you need in an application.
Yeah.
But I agree with Ted too. We don't want to just say solar
Take it
farm in
off
your
and
front
just-
yard.
Come on.
But don't we regulate where the parts that go into the house?
I think leaving
When
is
we talk about it.
Well, yeah, and I think that we've maintained our ability to regulate solar panels. I mean, I think it's on awful configuration, may encourage or follow the state mandate. Solar, but not something that's adequately. Right.
yeah, residential. So I think we should leave it. And do this. I would agree. Leave it, place it.
Yeah, did we, back in earlier when we talked, we should leave it here, but when we earlier talked about it, would we leave the text as
As it was.
why? Replacement's okay, all right.
I think it's meant.
Replace or
Replace.
replace.
Or replace it.
Not replace in kind, replace. That's how I read it.
I guess we just changed to removal.
The new gutters, only the story gutters.
So I want to-
But let's delete it. We'll leave. I don't like this.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but John's got, you never know what's gonna come back. You know, and they're
Yeah,
pretty,
yeah.
pretty unsightly if they come back, I guess. That like this is.
I mean, I can't. I just have like dish coming back. But I guess you're right. Somebody might want
Go retro.
to communicate with DT. Who knows? The government did just come out and say they're hiding UFOs, so you never know.
All right, we'll go with it. Very sure. Moving on to the next page. So construction, I had changed it.
Material.
Changed. I don't know why. Signing and. But then you made the point.
Didn't we, this came up a couple of years ago. But I thought we had made a change. The whole point was, why are we regulating the color or regulating? Thought that we taken it out because it says here deleted as matching color. comment is that? Eric's?
Yeah, but it didn't, because the people that are doing that house up on High Street, they had to come change colors. We sort of said, hey, they're fine, sorry, the come, so it's still in there.
Oh, yes, okay, so, well, I agree with that.
I do too.
Get rid of those.
It's not that.
Then you're opening up siding. Or oh, sorry. We're not regular.
Right.
Yeah, this is non-rate.
So I think you better say something exciting. Like, you need to repair your siding.
Leave it as siding.
And you want, what do you want the continuing comment there, which match existing exactly?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Or
it.
which match, like
Like for like is a little bit looser standard.
right, that's
That's
right.
a challenge anyway. So.
Exactly. Good at a time.
But this is those.
There.
Who's gonna come away? Who was gonna repair a hole?
Usually for a roof, it's repairs.
I think you just leave it under as just siding.
But then the next time it talks about exact replacement of existing. Or replace 3 tab with architectural.
I just
You just do that. So if you want to replace your roof, you have to come to the historic district.
No, you don't.
That's what this is not.
You know, when does a repair become a replacement?
Well, you do though, because under architectural element. Siding. Gotta come for siding.
But he's saying, I'm replacing 3/4 of repairing. That's here, I don't. He's saying, we're not 20. Where's the boundary? We should put a percentage. We're gonna get that particular, we gotta put a percentage.
Or do you want it to say siding or is that match?
That's right.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is that if someone has got a 3-tab shingle roof and they want to rip it off, which is what they do, replace it with architectural shingle, they have to come to the historic.
The question is, blue. They remove 3-tab, they replace it with blue architecture. Really good. Or if they're
They want to do clay tiles.
do we want it?
That I would differentiate from it.
Right, so I
Whether
agree.
it's 3-tab or architectural. 3-tab for a standing seam roof. You should.
But I agree now that you put that it's a color thing, was sort of like my house now. Yeah, fuchsia.
Well, there's like roof yellow.
Right.
That's why I say siding and roof repairs that are like.
But we're saying in the previous section. That they have to come. Now we're just saying here the repairs. And I think I'm okay with this. We're saying the repair siding and roof. You don't have to come. So if you're just fixing it, but if you're going to come and change it, you still have the right to do anything that doesn't change. Right. Next one.
Yeah,
Sure.
So if some guy's got a house that's got 3-tab shingles on it, and he wants to replace it with architectural, and we're not talking repair, we're talking replace.
You would have to.
You would have to come.
Even the way it was written. Except for what is weird that was written before was that you could make a repair from that part.
Do that anyway.
This says repairs.
Right. What we're saying is okay if you don't have to come and decide it.
Yes, yeah, I don't think you should.
We have to only, the only way we could say that, go back to architecture. Say,
The issue is they come back with terracotta.
Right.
Boom.
Well, light material. You know,
So
it happens all the time.
if it's a significant change, we want to look at it, right? Unless it's saying. But now,
What's significant and what isn't. Maybe it's just easier to bring it
it's
in.
easier to have a talk to us. Okay.
it's just like architecture. Asphalt. I mean, if someone's like changing their, cobblestone to weather,
I mean, terracotta time.
yeah,
Yeah, that's not like for like. Right?
Yeah.
I just think as a general, if someone's just replacing their asphalt shingle, other asphalt shingle, why we have to burden?
well, why don't we, let's table it and why don't we just think
We want to get roots in. Right, making 8 a month, they have small leak.
Right.
3 hours.
My question on the next temporary sign. This is advertising sign, your sign. You said it previous.
Oh, you're saying let's just delete
Because you already said it.
it. It is, right? Why are we talking about
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
that? Yeah, so
You said it first.
the other thing we're saying. Very simple.
This is stuff that isn't regulated.
Right.
New better not regulated. You're gonna leave new gutters in.
So I guess
No, delete the one.
no, I think that's my first one. I think actually do a little parenthetical piece. Back on the page. And also you're removing the historic. Yeah. So
I agree.
I still have to write to the FOIA commission and ask them. They're writing.
Last sentence of the second paragraph that says note that the and it goes. Hey. Gonna write note not a decision.
Yeah, correct. I don't think it makes a big deal. I just think it's. Yeah, if people can just come in as it's been.
Name down.
That's the goal.
Frankly, that's the way it is in almost every other historic district. In the state, we just gotta be different.
But I also don't want. Planning violation. If by chance we are somehow. Application form and so it really got into it. Sample application.
I think I did that in sign week authorized, right? Are we handing that out yet?
No, it has been finalized.
Okay. I think we finalized it.
No, this is just the back.
Just one, my only comment is that we're on that.
So a sample application form, sample record follows. In addition to the completed application, front yard, rest. What did you say? Weighted activity.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
We gotta change it again.
Before you go past.
Wasn't that like facing the street, or how would you put it?
Visible to the highly visible location. There'll be exception. The way this is written, if they can't get the sign properly placed, they can't get approval.
Right.
It might be impossible.
I just wanted somebody to have like sit in their backyard behind the box.
Yeah.
And saying, "Oh, I put it up," you know.
Right.
But I might well taken highly visible, publicly visible.
That's.
Well, the other thing that bothers me a little about this, they can take a picture of it there. Proof that they're-
True.
Think of the downtown business. Like I said, you know, kids can take the sign, people can take, vandals can take the sign.
Well, that's why it's on a place like, yeah, we're very close. You can, and this is what we do in Stone Burrows. There's so many houses that are right at the sidewalk, and I put it inside the window.
Okay.
You can see it. And I guess that could technically be the front yard as well.
There's enough of us that are around the district that we're gonna see if the sign comes down.
Yeah.
That I'm not really worried about.
Worry about it a little bit.
Yeah, but I think it's more fair. That's why they do it in the borough. The signs up, and all the complaints we've had is I didn't know. Nobody reads the paper. Nobody watches. Wow. You know, one of the public communications I'll bring up is because somebody takes a picture and sends it to them walking their dog. I think there's enough people that will. You know, it just takes that out of the equation. I think.
What do we want to say?
What do you want to put something like publicly visible to the, readily visible to the public or something? From the front. Street.
Place in the front yard. Visible to the public.
Other thought.
All right.
Right. You're right. They come in, they tell you what they're gonna do, and you right. So they take it home, put it in. I like that better. Worried about having that write it. Open to a lot of like, well, they put it up detail.
I mean, right now for the public hearings, there's
Yeah, just a window.
Right, yeah.
Right on that level.
Mirror what it says on the agenda, right?
Or the next. According to your list. It is required, whatever.
Oh, the next sentence, what used to have. We got, I'm in trouble with this. To be able to weigh stuff or not. I think it's okay for us to have some agency in the process. I'm worried that I'm not smart enough. And then on the other hand, I'm thinking, but
I think it's got to be to that point. Almost that they say it, it's gotta be that.
Or do you want to say, that might also. Animus.
I think that's good.
that's medium. I think we need to go back to that. I think that's a key.
I just
point
use
on
the
how
word
much
shall from that.
judgment.
I think it shall require you there. You're gonna leave it then. That gives it some flexibility.
Yeah, it's the only thing you're. I think the photograph.
I think the point you're making is that in certain applications, some of the things you're required to submit. So if that's the case,
Then it
you
seems like people are
you should be able to waive it.
They're getting delayed for a piece of paper that doesn't make any difference. That seems like weeks later, I mean, they're, you know, fixed. And it seems like I can't believe they're making it back. Sometimes we miss the 4th of July, so it's a month later and what's, you know, construction season and all. Because I have a piece of paper that doesn't make any difference. Windows, they want.
I mean, if someone comes and says,
So
sizes, maybe.
I understand we want to have clear procedures, but I get a little worried that.
I think it's meaty enough to have for discussions on this regular meeting.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm struggling with, guys, is how much latitude we want to leave us to use how like my law, you know, like this, you're stuck.
But I
Later,
think
it turns out it's not.
unanimous vote to leave it.
Well, that's a good way to get it.
Yeah. Like I think it's your example, and those we would all agree on.
But I'm just trying to leave it. I'm wondering if we need to have some wiggle room to do what seems like the right thing in the moment. We didn't smart enough to think about now. I'm saying this because it's happened for years and stuff. Companies smart, and we, you know, a case comes up and you go, oh, yeah,
Box yourself.
we didn't need that.
We also just changed.
What do you think? Yeah.
Does that make
Kind
sense?
of stuff.
That would give us a good retweet.
I knew something go there.
If he doesn't want it, then you don't.
Right, it's the same thing.
Or
Between them, it doesn't pay.
was.
Yeah, maybe that idea.
Schedule.
Special meeting.
Special meeting?
We'll always finish.
It's edited.
Or adjourn. Close meeting of this.
Second, Brady. Brady, aye.
Rich, I.
Ferguson, I.
Notice, make a motion to leave.
Second, Brady.
Favor.
Brady, aye.
Rich, I.
Ferguson, I.
Jump right. HDC 23.
You got a moment.
39 Pearl Street. David.
Do you want to get the microphone over?
I didn't catch you. Say that.
You can pull the microphone over first. Someone's taking a minute.
Are you gonna use the overhead? That allows people in the audience because you were standing already. He was here at the last meeting. That's next door to Jill.
Yeah. So give the thumbs up.
Up there to the right now.
What is here?
There it goes. Yeah, they're trying to. I think it looks very nice.
Thank you,
Well,
sir.
it's
Oh, no, wait. My house.
Good.
How many questions?
So, anyone in the audience have any to say? The application. Stay against the application.
So you have to.
Yes.
Thank you.
HTC 23 down. 93 migration.
Tom Blum. So we're requesting to requested pictures. Show which windows. So this is coming up under Street. So these two windows are from the kitchen. These are bathrooms on the second part, bedroom on the second. More shelves. Sir. And bathrooms, bedroom. And then as you turn the corner, there are two more bedrooms that face the side. And one of them. Here they are together. So that's the western exposure. Okay. Now, those are 11 windows. This is the 12th and 13th window. This is a window that faces our backyard garden. It doesn't face the road in any way. And we initially want to ask your opinion on something, a variation on this. You know, they're just two double hung 6/6 windows. We had thought about putting in a French doors put there, but because of the heat on the bottom, we have cast iron baseboard. You can see the way the landing ends for the window. We abandoned that idea. We thought of these are just the regular windows, the 6/6 that I showed you. That's what it looks like. This is the Emerson Woodwright series inserts. But this is what that window looks like from the inside. You can see that there's heat down below. French doors, you kind of disrupt that. But what we talked about, the idea of putting actually is actually putting a cottage window in place for each of those double hung windows. Basically, that would mean the upper sash would be 6/6, but the lower sash would be 9/9. you'd actually get more visualization.
That's in the backyard right now.
Yeah.
Live on the street.
No, not this.
You can do it.
Where you want.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Thumbs up. You see what we're trying to accomplish?
So that's what you're gonna do.
Well, we're still getting quotes. This would not be an insert, this would be new construction. So they have to make a new hole in the wall, and that's more interesting. But it would end up looking the same on the outside of the trim, just be lower down.
In the back and not fixed. Sometimes we get about either boards. Voices. That's nice. From this application.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah.
And
So
one of
therefore,
the
you have freedom to do whatever you want.
Okay, that's great. And one other question, we just had a energy evaluation source, part of the reason. They raised the question of solar panels. I didn't know if the historic district had a standing policy about solar panels or not. We have no immediate plans, but that's what I just asked questions. Okay, sure. Because you know, there's a whole new technology. They do, almost.
So you gotta give me everything that's part of your. It, that's what's not visible, right?
Yeah, that's
I
not
don't need
visible.
that. Anything, there's anything else there?
No, they're just.
I got all the photographs.
Circles. Actually, that was
That's.
I submitted those to.
You in the audience, are you saying support of the application? Yeah. You see, 23-50. You see 20.
Matt Burns James. Why autumn?
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll get started.
If it's helpful, sure. Seeking modification to previous appropriateness with addition. Request. First being clarification. Rather. Great. So is the height of that balustrade. As well as last so start with
Push it forward.
On B1.4 active, see that here on that investor side by side. Balustrade, all of it. Moss fan. Balustrade. Up and line of sight diagram. You. Fires. Lost fan. Restaurant venting, also that's required for the hot water heater business. Small. Piece that did side.
But the awnings up or not?
They were in this. Are the awnings already installed in the building? No. How about the compressors?
Yeah.
No.
Stuff. The awnings are.
They were not submitted with the original application.
Yeah, they were.
They were.
Yeah. But they weren't. Put them on the right place in the back, but across the whole front of this 3-season room, 4-season. It's not.
Yeah, but they're not in the notice. Public notice. Even the application doesn't say it says compressors, balustrade, venting, arms.
It wasn't listed on the other. Oh, okay, yeah. But it. That was Tim Owens speaking.
You gotta
balustrade up there.
Yes.
But the original. Third height.
Correct.
It's called, right?
Yes.
You have the original.
I don't have the full submission.
Well, they sure.
That's okay.
Really?
There was no. It wasn't listed.
Which one's you want to pull up the seat? So here, that's fine.
Yeah, grab this guy right here.
So I have a question. The screening for the compressors, is the drawing accurate as far as it's going to screen it? Because it doesn't really appear to screen it in your drawing. They look pretty visible still.
There's a this drawing. Is that what you're referring to? Which is elevation.
I'm looking at the one way.
Sorry.
All right.
I think his comment used the same.
Right. Well, that's coming from. That's why I was asking him. Yes, it doesn't screen. That's why I was asking if the drawing is actually really indicative of.
Yes, he's.
Yeah, no, right there's one. There's no, yeah.
This
This is
is accurate.
you want to slide it over?
You should.
I mean, because again, from your drawing, that's what I'm asking. Based on the drawing,
Yeah,
I can still see the compressors. Like, why are you putting screening up? Because they're still pretty obvious. So yeah, that's. Yeah, you want to show you on his drawing or on?
I'd like to see it so everybody.
Yeah.
The issue is that.
Like right here. Yeah, see that? I mean, the compressors are still clearly visible.
You're talking about you can see quite, it's a different angle that you're up at. It's done, you're seeing through almost.
That's why I asked you how accurate your drawing is.
What it tends to. What you gotta do.
They're about
That was
And you fix it or you left it like it was? It looks screen, but you want it more screen.
I think we made a mistake.
I think it's best where it's on public ways when you come down the hill. Your project best. I think that'll be thought to look at everything there.
I think it was okay. So
I didn't think it was as bad.
yours looks okay too. I'm okay. Okay. But over
Yours.
maybe this is a suggestion to you guys or requirement.
It wasn't good. There will be vote on it, right?
I'm just wondering if they might want to talk to us more if they think the requirement.
Why? I think
Would you be against having?
I'd help you guys out. You know? Taking a couple hours.
Couple hours.
I wanted to.
All right, well, we have to make some notes.
Sure, when you're gonna submit, you have to make a note on the ballot. Shows the new height on that drawing. Yes. So right there, that where you're gonna double the number of ballots.
What'd you say?
Yeah.
2 inch
We
down?
could reach
2 or 3.
Well, you're gonna have to go, you're gonna come in the center, or you're gonna base. We'll see, we'll double the number of. Ballots.
It's easier to regulate it because it's 2 inch.
It's 2 inch space. Spacing to change the material from anything.
You said you're asking screen.
Yeah, that screen. That was one of the this drawing that I brought today.
That's on the plan. Just add the two nuts in there. Right on the Andy's document. Oh, they're on the drawing. They're on the drawing. Right, monies are not part of the set. This one does.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't advertised, so.
But this is.
We'll give that and it'll stay no money, so we don't have to duplicate 1 to 7. You can keep it.
That's all the drawing.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Full list of materials.
Drawing set.
Yes. Any realize that it's important application? Yes, yeah. HTC 23-30.
Chairman Michael. So I apologize on my pictures are So basically, we want to take our main driveway and to the left, west by 5 feet or so, and make the upper part a little bit wider to accommodate 3 cars. We met with Holstead Paving, who did several days over on Borough Street recently, and this was kind of our best estimate of what it would look like. We're trying to work around a large, beautiful umbrella pine that's at the head of the driveway. And we felt that in order to really know the best shape of the driveway, we kind of had to pull it all up first. But we're pretty confident that this picture here is what we'll end up with.
Can you zoom in on that?
Can you push it forward? Can you flip it around?
Oh, so as it is right now, our driveway is actually kind of funny looking. It goes into like the side of the house. So this would actually bring it. So yeah, so you can see where our car is there. Our driveway actually comes within the middle of the addition. So this would shift the driveway line with the house, and we would regain some more yard space. But we're moving over to the side where that big umbrella pine is. So we are going to trim that back quite a bit. But as is, the trunk of the umbrella pine is about 12 feet from where the driveway is, the edge of the driveway. So we're going to move the driveway over about 4 feet towards the umbrella pine, leaving 8 feet still around the perimeter to protect its roots. And we're hoping that that will be big enough. Yeah.
How wide is it now for how wide will it be by the time that?
That's why.
Yeah.
Right, so it would be about the same size. We're just going to be moving it over to the left, but this area we're hoping is going to be a little bit wider, and we'll be able to accommodate that third car a little bit.
Mention of interest is
Right, the street.
But yeah, as we get closer to that.
I'm talking where it is on the entrance versus.
The apron. Yeah. So right now it's 17 feet.
They'll be getting wider for the top of the
That's
house.
what we're hoping.
Then the alternate facility.
Does you even have to be here for driveway?
That's
more than 11
It's
feet.
over 11 feet.
Where do you live?
Probably more.
I think you're making the curb cut smaller, you're making the driveways.
That's why
Yeah,
we're
it's
back
possibly
with
a
the
little
bar.
wider.
Not where the neck. It's drawing, it's hard to see your drawing, but it goes up single lane.
Right, that's what I was questioning. I was reading it properly.
Maybe 16. Yes.
Doesn't-
It's
It's a
approximately 10
single
feet
lane.
per car. So, I mean, it would be great if we could fit them side by side, but I think what we're gonna end up with is 2 up towards the front, 1 behind, hopefully like enough room for us to be able to
Why does?
It's not.
It looks like a single lane driveway.
We're gonna be adding in some more landscaping. So when we do this, another thing I wanted to get your opinion on, if we can't, if it feels too tight, we were also thinking about along we have a right of way to the right of our house that goes to the two houses behind. And we were considering trying to carve in like a parking space here that would be 10 feet deep, and Halstead recommended having it 22 feet long, but it would just be adjacent to the gravel path and it would be gravel.
Regulated.
Oh.
Why? I would say you're doing both. At least I don't think.
Don't have to do what?
Put in the side driveway, side parking spot. You get approval for it, I don't think you have. Side later, you have enough parking.
Oh.
Where you are, you don't have.
You don't have to do it.
You don't have to put in the side parking,
Right.
but if you don't have to come back.
Yeah,
Never.
That's a nice, I can see why you want to go over. Seems like a lot. Like it's expensive.
I mean, we have to redo the drawing.
Well,
Anyone?
No.
Anyone in the audience?
Neighbor.
Group? Anyone against? HDC 23-32.
Right. Thank you.
HDC 23-33.
I'm stepping out from the.
You're accusing yourself.
Good one.
I have all my. Yeah, I'm sorry. My name is Ted Keesman. I live at 25 West Mississippi. I'm a member of St. Mark's Church, 15 Pearl Street. I'm there wanting to put in a
Flip it around, you're upside down.
Yeah, there you go.
I have a lot of sympathy for the presenters here.
We don't have any for you.
So I talked about this 2 weeks ago in a pre-app, and it hasn't changed. The idea is the parking lots in ways that are inappropriate at night. Most of the parties there, right? Solutions to having a party spot. One of the ways to do that is to block the access entrance. You guys all know what the church is. All the application. And a little overview picture of the church. Little parking lot in front. You can drive in one end and out the other end. And if we're going to change the entrance side, have an automated exit gate, so even escape. And place and time, and empty out the parking lot. We've got neighbors nearby and across the street that are also very so some We're out going to look a little bit. I think when I showed it to you, I had it on the other side. Better on the other side, the box that holds up. So that's sort of a rendering of what it's going to look like. The wide gap on the one end, rollers, motorcycles can get through. Yeah, true. Segways. Mopeds. It's still plenty wide in terms of guys asked about. Also told Jersey. Spec sheet on unit. Don't have anything else. Any other questions?
Very good. Good job, sir. Well done.
I've seen it done a couple times. Okay, Eric. Good. Okay.
-3.
Hello. Hi, this is Jeff Gillies from Denmore Oil. We're the Grace left. So I was here 2 weeks ago. We were talking about the front side of the house or how we could possibly hide those. I didn't take a second peek up with what I can kind of do is like a best case scenario for how to run these things. They did submit the application. Got some photos. They had whiteout instead of Sharpie this time around. But basically, there is enough room.
Push it forward and turn it around.
So on second look, oh, there we go. Right, so this is the street view. Their landscaping should do a pretty decent job obstructing up front. Only area that you'll see really the line height unobstructed, the area from the top of this tree up to our location, right directly next to that window. They are the smallest possible unit, so I can use the smallest possible line height is broad. So that is how we want to take line multi matching the house. Tying the two lines together, I have a much longer horizontal run. Sort of thing. It's just a little farther down. So what would be really visible in that area, basically down up. But by keeping them separate, it is a nice thin run. Because if I do them together, I'm gonna have larger pieces of covering, run them with each other, and then tee them off. So you're gonna see a lot longer horizontal. Whereas if I'm 77, it should.
Right, so why don't you just show us where the lines are coming?
So you're gonna have line. Yeah, that's that right there.
Well, it's the same time.
No.
So the difference, so those are new photos from the time I was here previously. I submitted the application. There is space in those for you to be able to run directly straight up without making it jog over for the one that is farther down. And on this side here, realistically, I could go to either side of the window. So you will have a line. There are some power lines right there. I did indicate it with the
Here's my only Since you showed that. Instead of jogging. I just go.
Yeah, fine. Yes.
Let's do it. We just.
You're talking the one on the right.
Yep. Yeah. If it goes over the windowsills.
You're telling them to come up where, Aaron?
Right to the left. Then just run horizontally.
Give enough grade.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes. I should have enough edge, yeah. Yeah.
And just the question we talked about, you running up along the gutter line.
Yeah.
Would that happen?
Yeah. This side here, with a little mudroom, not enough space. Yeah, there's really nowhere to go.
The one on the left.
Oh, so that's there is no gutter there, it's just power lines.
Oh,
I think the biggest relative.
that's what I think far smaller than it going on the last.
So a lot of times the line height has to be larger because you're or sort of larger, but since one of those interior wall units, 7,000 feet, smallest I think, quarter and 3. Yeah, they make it in 3 sizes. Smallest. So I figured out.
Unless,
Well,
if you want to, spend a lot of time on that. Yeah. Well, I thought the trees kind of made it, I don't think my initial photos showed the trees because it was
Can't get any
all.
credit for the tree.
Well, they're gonna grow bigger too. They're gonna, as long as they don't.
But they're also
Hair could be chopped out.
But they're also gonna be.
Yeah, yes, it's true.
I think
100%. Kind of being out of corner. A little extra tough, especially with the bedrooms being on that side. There's no stacking closets to run through. That look bad.
I mean, personally, I'm not crazy about these bigger lines, right? That's buildings.
Well, I got.
you're in the audience and you're saying, the application.
I drew on one there. And
That's the same.
see, it is the same, just smaller.
We have another one that got on the agenda. Harry, are you here for a public hearing?
It's for old business.
Full business, okay.
Move on to consideration. Hearings. Street.
Make a motion to approve. Rick.
Favor, Goodman,
Brady, aye.
Rich, aye.
Ferguson, I.
HTC 23-20. HTC 23-30.
I got a number for you.
Before I say okay, HTC 23-30. This is 93 Library Street. Comments, motion.
Make a motion to approve Ferguson.
Move to second. Favor.
Brady.
Rich, aye.
Ferguson, I.
Jason, aye.
HTC 23-30 is 23-31, 7 Water Street. Officers illustrating changes.
And I have a comment, you know, I've been very public that I believe this project today referral to, which is on the record of the last meeting. So given that, I don't feel it's proper that we approve any taken care of in the state historic preservation office. Actually also agrees that there's unpermitted work on this project. So given that, I vote that we I mean, that's my opinion, right? That we not approve this. The unpermitted work is trust.
Hear what John's saying. Also think what's permitted works. They're in violation. They're in violation. We're holding them up for unwarranted reason.
Well, again, we've had a state office agree with that opinion. I'm asking for a second and the second attorney opinion, and you and I aren't attorneys.
I don't think you need to be in. I don't think it's an attorney thing. I think it's a separate issue. Not permanent thing.
I don't know the state historic preservation office.
I think they're not. I agree with the case. I think that needs to get resolved, and I hope it does successfully, John. I think you're holding something over their heads that appropriately.
I don't think so. We've told other projects we weren't going to approve stuff, the violations.
I don't think there are violations. Tell me the violation.
Like, I guess if they start preservation office said it wasn't properly
They
approved.
said it was.
In a meeting.
Show me a document.
Which is wrong or things. No one has any problems. Specific. No one has any objection. I understand.
So we would just need a motion.
We approve specified change in the balustrade facing inches of property.
Changing it to changing it to index with a 2 inch. I'm sure. Nothing glaring up here. This one, but I think this is moving.
I'm not going to believe it. That's my position.
We have a second. You need a second.
I move.
Email. I second Brady. Second Brady.
Again, subject to the audio. All right, all in favor? Goodman, aye.
Brady, aye.
Patricia, nay.
Grayson, aye. Noted.
Yes.
This is how.
Right, and I'll rewrite what I believe the violation are in favor for the next meeting.
Yeah.
exactly.
Let's
Yeah,
get to
yeah.
it there. Yeah.
I think I'm happy to support John and what he's trying to do, but I don't understand what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'll be much more crystal clear at the next meeting.
HCC 23-32, this. Road replacement.
That's the driveway.
Okay. I don't.
Goodrich second.
Goodman, aye.
Brady, aye.
Goodrich aye.
Ferguson, I.
23-32. HTC 23-350, Wall Street. I think it's unfortunate that considering what it is necessary.
Goodrich second.
Brady, and
Thank
then
you, sir.
I hear what.
Thank you again. I don't have to.
I hear what Kurt's saying, but I will tell you that this issue of gates or security and whatever is increasing. The big issues that are marina. The people going on boats at night, opening doors, people are on the boats already, and we're now looking at maybe gates flips. Anyway, Brady, aye.
Goodrich aye.
Ferguson, I.
Uses himself.
HTC. HTC 23. Wall Street is changed.
Motion to approve with the.
Brady, aye.
Goodrich aye.
Ferguson, aye. Yeah, HTC.
Yes, I have 2 minutes.
Recess.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
What's happening?
Yeah.
Very nice. Houses, man. Old get heat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sure.
Oh, we're actually.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and especially with partially. So that's. The weird thing that I've found for like does with old houses, it's a little narrow.
Yeah.
But the horse air filter is so the heat just never really goes. So it's like you kind of have to like when I run the numbers, I got the right software. Materials and put in that it's got plaster. Basically, it's like well insulated. Maintain that. 100%. But like conversely, once it's not. Just because my house is the same. It's kind of similar. It's talking about zoning or any security. Like I thought I was going to go through. You know, and then I use this. Yeah. I was like, so yeah, house. Yeah.
Are they doing 6 months?
No, they're going to keep that for now. Yeah, we'll see what they end up wanting. This is long term. Here's another similarity. Got
Well, Fred, yeah, very much.
so you know, it's like making a major change.
refrigeration, next to the boiler, don't disturb the asbestos. And crank it, or you decide to get rid of it. All of a sudden, you're adding the asbestos. I just went to fortunately,
the first year.
yeah, it's that was basically I was there, and it was them like kind of best practices on they're like you're heating load 30% outside. Yeah, just repeating. And the problem is that's exactly what they were saying.
It's going very consistent, right? Yeah.
Customers,
that's awesome.
customers don't.
So,
I'm just at a place where I'm working. Heat pumps is going to shake it. Because your swims aren't going to do that much.
yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Was 5,000. Here we go again. Hey, I'll see you later.
Hey, Tosh, how's Peter coming?
Is it? Yeah. Reconvene the meeting at 8:03. We're going to continue with the Bruce. Okay.
Thank you.
I got a motion to
add please for Bruce. Motion to add yeah. Goodrich seconds.
all in favor. Aye.
Brady, aye.
Goodrich aye.
Ferguson, aye.
Hi, thanks for having me this evening. Introduce yourself, please, sir.
I am Bruce Flax, the president of the Greater District Chamber of Commerce. And I live at 3208 Road in this area. Last year, we put banners up for the October 15th celebration in town on 14 and this year, we are proposing to put up banners like this are 5 feet by 2 feet, same size. We put up it would vary by event, but for this books well on July 8th, we're looking at 6 to 8 banners. I guess it was 28 by posts. And so I came down to talk to the HDC about, I don't know the approval process in terms of where the purview falls, but I wanted to find out your opinion of these and do to make them. Didn't like them, if there's something you can do to make them likable. We're finding that the costs of doing our events are growing at a very rapid rate, and this provides a way to mitigate the expenses.
And these would be going on the light poles on those.
There are 2 light arms
that the town installed years ago,
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're talking. They're under 30 days.
Okay.
Those were never approved. Theory, those need to get approved. I think the other issue.
I think the sponsors
When you say that advertising causes a problem, do you mean that
Taking private or private. Using town.
Because they're saying the sponsor.
As a sponsor.
I think the advertising. I think they're great. Maybe you think that.
It's all fine until you get down to the Seaport part.
Taxpayer money is paying.
I know that they're done a number of other communities. There's banners up right now, or there were in Westerly for the duck race with sponsors on it. And from the community standpoint, I do understand what you're saying. Taxpayer in the town of Groton myself. So, you know, my one thing back would be that where these events are like that event right here is free to the public, and it's, you know, adds to the community.
The event's great.
So I'm gonna take a kind of wear a few hats here. I mean, as the HTC commissioner, I think they're great. I want to say in the record, I think what you've done with the chamber, takeover is amazing. You've done a lot for the town, and I appreciate that. I think it's good for the town, good for business in town. As a business person, I'm not going to sponsor anybody unless I get some advertising that's giving money out for no reason. And that sponsorship helps drive these, but I agree with Eric, that's right. Manager of us. Be advertising a private business, although off the record as a resident, I think it's ridiculous that anybody would bring that objection up. Again, things don't happen for free. So I get it.
Whatever. I'm just.
They have to write the sponsors. You wouldn't discriminate if I came up with
No, I don't discriminate.
I'm sure my money just goes to the next guys, right?
They don't seem to have an issue with that.
They don't, nor does Westerly.
Or Westerly.
No. As a matter of fact, the Westerly Council gives the Ocean Chamber money. Yeah.
Well, I guess what we're saying is, or at least I certainly don't have a problem with it one way or the other, and I don't really care. I think, but it's not within our budget.
I appreciate that. Is whose purview is it?
Not entirely clear. Maybe the
Okay.
town.
I would guess it'd either be the town manager or the town council. So that's our town manager. I guess we would agree.
I still think someone's gonna. You know, someone's just gonna.
Yeah, you're right.
Right, public works needs to come.
Yeah.
Does the town have to come and give a as a public entity?
They did for the light post.
They those holders that they have, they buy, or even when they buy the light.
They bought them way back there.
Okay. So they weren't part of the approval.
That's the question to ask.
Well, was that?
I did ask, and that's what they said.
They were.
So when the previous HDC.
I don't know what was approved by the HCC. I'm saying what the public
Okay.
works said. The things for the banners were purchased at the same time as the light.
Can we pull the old
Yeah, they're
approval and
kind of-
seal it?
No, again, I'm not.
Someone
taking
said
the side
something.
of it.
I don't care.
You know how I feel on this. I would have to recuse myself. The question is, does it have to have sponsors? I understand this is what I do for a living. Future events would get. That's all.
I just now
throwing
see that
that
when you
out
take
there.
an event like this, that is a 3-hour event on the water. not a lot of opportunity for the sponsors to be seen. And so this was a way that we that I was trying to let them be seen. I was, but what I was thinking was that they would go up Monday, 10 days prior. So this event is July 8th, they go up Monday the 26th or like Tuesday the 26th. Maybe up for 8 days. So it's, you know, I can even shorten it. You know,
No, let's take a step back. Stanchions, somebody that needs to. Those things, if they're up for less than 30 days. No jurisdiction.
No jurisdiction over them at all.
I think you should check. I'm going to okay. That's what objective is. It's fun.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm not saying like that. I just can see.
We're trying to prevent headaches.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm really on them already. So. Okay, so my next stop will be.
Just be conscious about it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, I think we'll be up.
Once the tournament dishes come.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate you guys' time and input.
Here. Next.
The motion.
132. Name addresses the
Make a motion.
Third, second.
Greedy eye.
Rich eye.
Grace and I.
Peter Springfield architect, 5 Star Street. Here tonight representing races. It's already. Elevation. As well. The garage on the right is plan is to take the garage down and rebuild it second story, main level. And we're going to flip those garage doors around the sides. See up on that photo on the upper left. Driveways, garage doors. Site plan. The red line here is the slightly smaller. And then we're also proposing a deck out the back.
That whole thing.
So the red line here, that's the garage, the 2-story addition, slightly small, and then the deck addition. We'll see that.
Start to see red.
This is the addition from the rear deck. Stuff they really don't see. This is the main house. And then this elevation here, again, you have some red lines. garage structure. So then this is the proposed addition. Garage is still here, but now we're side loading it. There, which is and then change over to platform. Those again. The roof from the north side. It's a fixed structure practice. So here's the new curb cut. Now curb cut. A curb. We'll fill that in. Single bay curb cut. Right now, this is the driveway right here, and that's 2 big sides. We'll fill in the stone. All the way to the corner.
It's fine to me.
That looks good, Peter.
And make those lines redder next time for my color line.
Any other colors you prefer, Bill? Okay, we figured from the fans. Thank you. Okay, Peter, one each time is fine. How are you?
37 Water Street.
Second, Brady. Brady, aye.
The rich eye.
Brady, aye. This is Bernard. And the architect. Goes over. No, wait.
I'm gonna ask.
Okay. I'm here representing the owner who died. And phase of the project, I'd like to point out the stone foundation here up top. The foundation is in pretty poor condition. So the first phase of the project, the priority is to lift the building, put a new concrete footing foundation underneath the building. And then while we're doing that work, also elevated some help with flood protection. So the total height we're proposing to elevate the building is 2'6". So the ridge of the roof would be an additional 2 foot higher. And with that, we're going to elevate the first floor. New foundation for structural purposes. Site plan 317 here. Subject property.
But like it used to have a yoga studio in it.
Yeah, there was a yoga studio in the back.
Yeah, just wants to have.
The second floor.
Right.
The whole second floor. And there was a juice bar on the first floor, and it was real long. So we put them on. I'm right next to it.
The boat. Neighbors to the south and site plan. So with elevating the building an additional foot on the first floor, we're proposing to add new accessible ramping in the west corner and southwest corner. So that would ramp up from the sidewalk, get the new floor height of the level across, back down. Probably do an EA decking to match the docks. Go back. So where's the boat ramp?
Right there.
The boat ramp is here.
So it would be the northwest and north.
The northwest corner and the southwest corner.
That could go towards.
So this would be a ramp here. So from the sidewalk, you go up and then put in a new entry door, which will show to get into the deli area. And then a level walkway across. And here and back. And then this is the second quarter.
Gonna be able to, you're gonna have to drive miles to.
We are. I should have mentioned that's part of the first part of the structural in order to just get in the foundation, the concrete work. Sheeting, steel sheeting is being driven here. Starts here, goes along the length of the building, the back, across the back. That's essentially just in the site. So sheeting goes in, building will be lifted, excavation, new concrete work. In the back here on the side, the sheeting will be underneath an existing pier. This is a quick pier on the back of the building. You can see the pier here. So this will conceal all the sheeting on the side, and there will be minimal. Photos. So this is the proposed new elevations. And this is the north side of the building here. see driving down the street. And keeping the same character of the building, reality, setting it back down on this new foundation here. And so the foundation at its base has a raised stem wall, which the building is set on. And we're cladding that stem wall with a real stone. We're also installing flood vents stem wall. Currently, there's an existing door here, down one day. Currently, there's more fabric awning on the building now. Goes into that. Windows will be replaced as part of the project. Window. First floor, we have to lower the window 18 inches down so that the sill height proximity. I want to point out foundation on the door. Right, it is kind of tricky, so I'll do it. We're elevating the whole building 2'6", and the existing walls on the first floor get lengthened down. We're only elevating the first floor a foot, and then adding a first floor ceiling height. On the north and south sides here, the foundation wall does bump out, and I have detail at the back of the set. So, and gable end walls on the east and west. On the east side of the building, this will be. And then on the west side of the building, behind the existing sliding barn door, keeping an infill the wall here, exterior wall, windows, and that there's an existing. Plan. It shows a little bit better the ramp here, the west corner, back across level. The new entry door, putting in the entry door here. Those here. There's no one. Fabric awnings. Now, it shows what's going on with the foundation stem wall. New footing, foundation stem wall. Show this is the existing floor constant. But because we need to insulate on the interior side of the stem wall, foundation wall pumps. And then on the gable ends, west side, we have a slightly different detail because because we have the existing barn doors that we can't do the protrusion. Shift it to interior. So that's the preliminary.
I think it's improvement. I think it's great.
Yeah. Okay. Great. It's definitely a feature of the building. Yes. Okay. Great, thank you. And let's say that this is the first phase of the project. We'll be back. Phase 1. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, just. That's not it for pre-application. We have 11 Corporation Place. Here for old business, so you get to that. Well, not just yet, but we'll get to it.
I actually had 2. Yeah, so the one I emailed you about, I didn't hear a response back about the return of the new captain mansion. They addressed their zoning issue with
yeah. I emailed them today, and I talked to Paul Casey, who says that Connie Glazier or somebody in his staff would be there whenever.
And then, since we weren't really involved in this, I don't know if we said this too, but I got 2 residents from Pearl Street Downing Cottage. Construction, they feel that the mast was taken now that it's being built. So that was an agreement. That was Mr. Grace's house, the one that. Oh, was it some series? I think 17 gravel.
17 or 19.
Any house with these 2 residents have sent me photographs, and I think the massing is too big. I said that was agreement with the information office, but do we have the massing? So like height and everything was, so we can like address.
You bring their on the application.
Okay. We'll do that for the next meeting, and I'll say their vote is 8 big now.
I think one of the things, it may look out of scale right now because there's.
Sorry, Chris, I used Bill presenting. I apologize. Yeah.
You prefer Bill to be here?
No.
That's the truth.
That's not the way that.
It may look a little out of scale right now, specifically on Gravel Street because there's
The photos I got were taken from Gravel Street, yes.
Gravel
And there was so much looks really.
Right, there is, there's a porch tier that goes across the front, and then there's a step down landscape tier. And the retaining wall at the front also gets elevated, and the lawn goes up. All of that will help manage the scale. Yeah, it'll give that effect. I mean, once the windows go in, trim goes on, and the multiple layers of trim, it'll start to break down. Nothing's changed on it.
Okay.
They're gonna check it
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
And just to sort of back to the, you had sent me, I thought it was Eric.
Yes.
It's exactly like.
Okay.
Now, if you look on Google Maps and Street View, you can see this.
Okay, perfect.
I moved to approve the minutes as they are.
Are you sure?
Sure. Susan did a nice job.
Brady, aye.
Rich, aye.
Very similar.
Is that your pen underneath there?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Hello, Perry Lorenz from 11 Fort Rachel Place. Here, their old business, want to make sure that them to at the old previous meeting. Great. They got learned subsequent that not applicable water. So this was the elevation that the railing system applicable to, which is basically the east patio. So it was facing the water. And so that was, yeah. I had presented and we had approved railing system. Here's some connections, top rail, aluminum, order it, water in the view was, applicable, apparently not, so they told me it would be guaranteed likely 2 years. Parts. Order it.
I mean, geez.
Maybe nice overlook.
I didn't do very well. Okay. So I was recently down at the Central Hall building, and it looks very similar. You notice the same post, it's stainless, same cables. It would be okay. It's the same dimensions, the same heights, it's the same spacing, it's just different manufacturer, and it's brushed stainless with wood cap versus black painted, powder coated. Trying to get something that same really, basically here's the same railing system.
Yeah, I agree.
Take a look tonight.
Yeah.
Approve.
Learn about
Yes, we do.
You'd be safe.
Rich, second.
Brady, aye.
Rich, aye.
Reason I.
it. 4 foot on center, post up.
Brady, aye.
Rich, aye.
Reason I.
I do feel for you, on tourism.
So the trespassing of the house almost done?
You need a gate.
You can give you the referral on a gate.
Both. Was sleeping on their clothes. Nice Saturday, you know, walking on the big floater, and they were. Like a side.
We're putting in really tricky.
They have like a little.
Poison ivy.
So it's going
Nice.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Going back to.
Visuals. We put in the vision. He went out there and like, this is okay. And like, it just like it was this exact nothing. The footprint was exactly the same, but as he was saying, like things evolve. That's
And that's what I told these two folks. I'm like, hey, as a roommate with the information office and massing as
I think we should check.
Oh, yeah.
I'll get up with those inboards. See them. I don't know. Be it. HTC.
Same as this time.
Then I think we should do is get.
I think it's much more effective doing it that hour early.
Yeah.
That was old business. There's any new businesses.
Is there anyone online?
There. Would have had an application.
All right. Oh,
Well,
early night.
wait a second. I think I was speaking too quickly earlier, John. Clarify. What's going through my mind about the prior Pizetta stuff, if there's something on there that you don't think is for character, then print it out.
Yeah, so I did.
It's just a procedural thing that's going to end up, with an application that kind of gets everybody's okay with it.
No, I sent a detailed message months ago. My sticking point is I disagree with Attorney Cody's opinion of how the application went down. State Historic Preservation Office agrees with my opinion. We're not attorneys, neither the State Preservation Office nor myself, so I just want a second opinion. And until I get that, I'm going to continue to believe it's a violation.
Yes. The question is, what about the building? I think it's not storage. It's
Yeah, and I'll represent it so you're up to speed next time. I don't want to forget half the stuff.
What we're thinking is, if you prevail, John, it'll get reheard, right? Is that the idea?
So here's they came in.
Yeah,
I recused myself, Sarah recused myself. They presented this.
Be careful.
We're specifically like revocation. Sort of this thing. Johnson, original point was, hey, what's on here is approved because they didn't. Right. So it kind of would have been like tonight if we had accepted
what we.
So that's a perfect example. What's
the most glaring thing? I was looking at the building.
So in fairness to everybody,
here, John's
in fairness to everybody, I don't want to look at my list because I spent time taking photographs and listen. I don't want to shoot them and say something that I forget or leave stuff out.
What the most, obvious thing that needs to get.
And that was my point. I think it was a week. I emailed the town staff saying, hey, I think all the stuff was left out. And the answer we got back was, well, since they presented a photograph, they don't have to tell you about it all. And I'm advocating a little bit.
There's a lot of procedure. I was staring at the building trying to say, what's the smoking gun on this building?
I don't think it's necessarily
it's built now. It's already there. Why are we taking this thing? Unless there's something. I mean, if there's something we want to change.
So I'll give you one example. Everybody needs to have the same yardstick applied to them. So you guys say, well, it's built, but then you have his neighbor that comes in and goes over everything with us, even to the point when I said, hey, you didn't get the lights, I'll get that done. So then what message are you sending to the downtown merchants? They got you with us. I mean, that doesn't sit well.
But what I don't want to, I'm thinking wasting my time. So if they've got something we want to change, I'm interested in changing it if they're not. Our mission is to conserve the historic nature of the neighborhoods, right? So if this is just playing with somebody because they don't do the procedure right, I mean, but if there's a substance, so a significant historic thing here that we should make them fix, I'm all in. I'm with you.
Well, that's why I wanted to actually delineate it all, because there's stuff I found is there could be more.
Well, so I'm looking at it, I don't see any glaring problems. Goes back to we're going to talk about it, and fine, but we're going to slap them around, they didn't hold it right, even though what they ended up building is okay with everybody.
I mean, I'm not going to offer my personal opinion, but I think he's fallen so far off that he's just more, I mean, I think it's tacky, but that's my opinion. But that's, I'm not here to enforce taste. Taste in me, I'm right. So I just want to make sure we're approving everything that's done. Like I said, I'll give you a full list so we can,
Well, and part of it is how it reflects based on the neighborhood it's in. I don't think it looks that different from it. A lot of stuff. Right? I mean, it's just I things about it that you say doesn't look very historic character either. Person that's scale, it's mass, and the way it's going. I'm not being critical there. We approved it. I'm good with that. Right. The other one, I'm good with that too. Like, so there's business.
Prior to
to me, it's not a massing issue. I mean, since the standard was built, the mass area has gotten bigger, so bigger massing, especially the hill and everything. You square across it, there's massing, so it's not the massing that I have the problem with per se. Buildings, I
think you're also. I understand it's changed. I think that you staircase, the brick, all this stuff has been done, and I think now kind of
no, it's well put.
And some was approved, something. I think it's more about it. Whatever. And if they don't, at least it should. Great. I think changes are fine. When you build something, I remember saying Sarah and someone was like, whenever it works out. Wait. I also think that starts to make you kind of wonder. Prove it. I'm not saying they did that. It's nice when someone comes in. Here's the photos here.
I'm like, yeah, sure. Like our frequent fire, never have any that names complete. Everything's lined out. I mean, I can be, but there's never a question.
I'm still back to the question of what changed? What do you want changed? Physically changed in the structure.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back.
Let's be a circular conversation. Like,
I know.
Yeah, let me put it all in writing in front of you.
I keep hearing that it's procedure, and I'm like, okay, I think they may have totally admitting all that. But I'm saying, what's the detail we want to have?
It's the same issue, John. Using the phone to make it something. We are here to decide whether or not the police. I think that's the point. That's the tactic you're taking. Okay. Person did something in procedurally, that's what I'm not. And I don't think that's why we're here. What Ed's saying is, I think if you look at that building, that nothing that they did some things and out of the ordinary, etc. But in the final analysis, I look at the building. Is there anything is particularly objectionable? My answer is no.
If my motivation to punch, I would vote against. I abstained because I said I'm not going to approve. At the end of doing unforbidden work is rigorously lack, right? You've done work outside of getting an approval. So I'm not going to vote yes on it. If it's
why are you going to vote yes? You're supposed to decide whether it's appropriate or not whether they engage in some bad deeds. That's not.
But if it's appropriate, I'm not going to vote yes. I'm going no. I just stay out of it. That's fair. But there's no punishment there. Punishment would be voting no.
Doesn't make any sense.
He votes no. Saying voting no.
Right.
Right. He's just saying,
yeah, right. I'm okay with doing that.
Yeah.
But I'm
not okay if 3 people on the commission took that position and a whole bunch of people. I do not agree that it's not. I think it's a
you
comment.
can vote however you want.
He can, but I don't agree.
Fair enough. I get that.
You're not going to get through.
I still enjoy my Tuesday nights.
You're not going to get through. But I think if you want to, I think your point's well taken if you want to proceed.
I'd be a lot more interested if I knew what it is that's glaringly bad that we want to have rectified.
Yeah, I'm excited for everybody next meeting.
Right. Carefully, because that same argument that was made that the folder right up seemed to be that was there.
Whatever you guys say. No, it's better to go through and take an extra.
If we ever do fire something. Yeah, we don't know. I don't think we should do it.
For windows, right, or a door.
Is there any zoning?
How does zoning?
Let's not zoning for district.
We're just for district. we're not
Sorry,
zoning.
I understood.
But I do have, as we were talking tonight, there's a lot of tens. Yeah, it's 10. That's 10 with them. It's there now.
Yes.
And all that.
That should come down to, I think, those were.
Come get approved.
We talked to Deb about that. She letter.
I mean, we're looking. Yes. Don't say that.
It just needs to go through. Yeah. And with that also, so I'll just go down here. 8 Pearl Street is the fence. Been there for quite some time now. I did 2 letters, 3 letters at least, that getting bounced back on our town mailing list. Yeah, it's a good vinyl. Yeah. The address we have for the LLC is not correct. Rich Cody and certain records. Same LLC on other properties. Church. How much back and forth we're going to get, but one of them.
They also get their tax bill, don't they?
That's what I was wondering. Not concerned. I was.
Yeah, I'd be concerned too.
I was confused about that. Why is this?
On our tax money, I agree with you there.
There and then it doesn't go, and then it's very circular because one the church, the LLC had a different ownership, so it just got like our best diligence. That is happening, and the only standing enforcement is 50 Water Street, which there was confusion back and forth. Miles were getting passed, not signed. Correctly. So he's going to reapply. And then, speaking of sidebar,
Just interesting. So, hey, sign it.
yeah, there was.
Oh, and then there was
Those were not approved.
final. You're coming down, you go past the Baptist church. Coming down there. Right up.
Yeah, wait.
Right up.
From the street.
Yeah. There was that nice one.
Where's this at?
High Street. Down. Not far from the 2-day barn.
Oh, well, if you come down that, come back to that. It's the second.
Wait, prove that.
That's only.
Oh, maybe it's actually about it.
Across the street.
The other side was.
You get to the church.
You're on
If you're coming down, there one.
Let me just show you.
Yeah,
Across the.
Outside of.
No, so like
It's that. So that was like.
okay.
It's now all. That's the yellow house. Overlooks Factory Square.
Yeah,
That's going downtown.
yeah, right. So, new and finally.
Yeah.
That's High Street.
That's High Street.
That's
Yeah,
okay.
So it's on High
Yeah.
Street.
This is probably that
It is.
one. Okay, all right, gotcha. Greenhouse. All right, we'll get those up.
They're very common.
keep driving down that street and I still haven't seen it.
They're tucked way in the back. There's one on the Pearl Street side. There's Water Street. It's tucked way in the back corner. And then the other side
On the
it's upper parking, way back. They have someone there stationed. Now I believe they're charging.
Yeah.
Everybody's charging for parking downtown now.
So they have.
What people aren't charging for parking is the town. They're the ones who should be charging.
Yeah, no, I know.
Well, and you would have more parking spaces available. I'll send you guys a meeting. I just read another magazine about over parking. Gross over parking. One of the reasons we always mention affordable housing is we've used up so much land with parking lots.
Paid parking should be good.
Yeah, because the cars will move in and out and it will open up more spaces.
Right. People won't.
Right now you can park for 8, 9, 10 hours.
You think they should parking it?
It's the traffic parking. Where's the money gonna go?
Goes back to
You go to streetscape, you go to improvements in the town, you know, if you go to fix up some of the storefronts downtown, whatever.
That's where it should go, but where would it go? Two different conversations.
But I'd be less worried about where the money goes than bringing up more parking.
Right.
Much higher.
Residents.
I'm governed, not a free ride. All right.
Good. Motion to adjourn.
No, Tom. I think he's fine.
Not actually, honestly, I agree. Sure.
Good.
I do.
Need a little courage.